Hello gang, Sharpshot21 here. We are finally doing a what's in the box for the winter kit and kind of emergency box that I keep in the Jeep and some of the stuff that I jump over to the Mini in the summer. So let me get you repositioned, we'll get this thing opened up and I'll show you what's in it. Alright, first of all, one thing that doesn't fit in the box is a snow broom with a scraper. Super handy to have in the winter, especially up here in the north. Now this box is just a plastic plano tote. I forget what size it is. It says it's a 56 quart tote. Things are just kind of tossed in here right now. First thing, well, let me unload this, show you what I can squeeze into a box this big. So, as you can see, there's quite a bit of kit in this little box. Let me clear this off. We'll start and go one by one through this thing. First thing first is this Rhino USA bag. And inside we will find a pretty heavy-duty recovery strap by Rhino USA. I want to say, yeah, this is a 31,000 pound strap, 10,000 pounds working. So this is sufficient to get just about anything out. As you can see, it has been used. In this bag, there are also two shackles for it. Keep this in its own bag, and in conjunction with this I actually have a receiver shackle. This you can pop into the receiver hitch on the back, run this through one strap or through the center of the strap, hook these on the toe points on a vehicle if it's stuck, and pull it out that way. Depending on how much road you've got, you can either double this up or run this as one length. Super handy to have. I keep the shackles in one bag. This sits loose in the truck. So that's the first thing. Handy to have, but if you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't say don't have one. Somebody else might know what they're doing and they'll be able to help you out. So it's one of those better to have and not needs, but not an essential item by any means. Now, things that are a bit more on the survival-oriented side of things. A couple of fire extinguishers. You don't have to have two. One is good, two is better, depending on the size of your vehicle. But these ones are nice. I do need a safety pin, or a zip tie for this pin. Somehow I got damaged. But if you don't know how to use these, hold by the handle, pull the pin, push the button. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to spray chemical foam all over the place. I think this is a foam one. Yeah, dry chemical. Always check your gauges. Do that at least once every couple of months. Should be in the green. These are single-use, non-refillables. That thing. Old school can opener. Super handy for a lot of stuff. And super sharp, so be careful. Some gloves. Useful if you don't have gloves, or if your winter gloves get wet, or if your winter gloves are mainly plastic or nylon and you don't want them to melt and you have to grab something hot. These are nice. Wipes. Just a small travel pack. I've got 2. Gotta get cleaned up. Those are super helpful. Now, on the winter end of things, thermal blanket. Emergency blankets. These are fantastic. They'll keep you warm, they'll keep you dry, you can make shelter out of them if you need to. But if you've got the car, there's your shelter. This will just keep you warmer a little bit longer. Super helpful to have that. Let's get into some of the more winter kit. Okay, so I mentioned the broom scraper, obviously ice scraper. This is something I just picked up though. It is a folding, telescoping snow shovel. So it actually gets to be a fairly decent size. Aluminum blade, aluminum handle. Only real weak spot is the folding mechanism in the lock right here. But it's not too bad. I think I picked this up for 20 bucks. Well worth it to have it. Especially because how compact it folds up. It's nice and tiny. You never know when you might need to shovel yourself out, or if someone's in a ditch in the winter, you gotta shovel them out so you can get them towed out, or get them to drive out. Super helpful to have. Not everyone does. Everyone should if you're driving in the snow. Or if you're out in the sand dunes, shovels are good there too. Alright. Last couple of things. Mostly in the help yourself category. Alright. Last couple of things, mainly in the help yourself category and general vehicle category. I've got a receiver hitch on the truck. Might as well have a receiver ball. Now this is a 2-inch ball. Doesn't fit everyone's trailers, but it fits enough. Handy to have. Doesn't take up much space. It lives in the box. This is the key for the lug nuts. They're not necessarily security lug nuts, but they're aftermarket lug nuts. They have a special profile. You need this. Keep this somewhere where you can find it. That's why it lives in the box. Because if you ever have to change a spare tire, you're going to need this to get the lug nuts off and the new tire back on. If your car is an automatic, a quart, the proper transmission fluid for it is good to have. I also usually have a quart of the oil for the Jeep in there. I've been bad and I haven't replaced that one, so that's on my shopping list. And this is a NOCO GB40 booster pack. This is a self-contained battery jumpstart box. You hook up these 2 cables, they plug in right here, black to negative, red to positive. Push the button, she'll light up. Needs a little bit of a charge right now, it's only at 75%. And it will jumpstart just about anything, even from a dead flat battery. I've had to use this many times, not just on my own cars, but on friends' cars, guest cars, the whole nine. It's very useful. One of the nice features is this button right here. A couple big bright flashlights, super handy for working under hoods. And the feature that they don't really advertise is this button right here. It won't do it because it's not hooked up to a battery, but that'll turn that light on, and that will let you jump from a completely dead battery. 0 volts, no charge, no nothing. I will walk everyone through how this works in a later video. A couple of things. Charges off a USB, and it has a USB output right there. So you can use this as a battery bank as well. They're not cheap, they are rather pricey, well worth it. They do not come with this case. Leaf fragment in the case. They don't come with the case. Spend the extra bucks to get the case. They do come with the cord. It plops right in the case. Kind of got to stick these together like that. Put the plug cover on. It might fit right up there. Nice semi-hard shell carrying case. Super handy to have. This lives right on top of the jump box. And there's one last thing. Duffel bag. Why might I have a duffel bag? Well, let's say I'm trying to go somewhere and I get stuck in a storm, blown off the side of the road. I can't get out, there's no one around. But the storm's not bad, just I'm stuck. Can't get anyone to come, nothing. Well, I can put in the bag my change of clothes, my extra jacket, that sort of stuff, anything I've got in the vehicle that I want to take with me. Say I was going on a grocery run and I can't get up the hill because they haven't plowed it, so I have to park at the bottom of the hill. Put my groceries in there, sling that on my back, step out, walk up the hill, come home. I've had to do that before. Couldn't make it up the hill. Put the groceries in the bag, walked home. In the morning, walked down, drove the Jeep home. It's useful to have an extra bag. You don't have to use it, but it's useful to have it. Now I did mention, oh, hold on. Now I did mention change of clothes and food and water. You'll see they're not in this box, and that's because I don't keep them in this box. Generally, when I'm going out, especially if I'm going out to work, I have a couple of snacks and a couple of drinks in my bag. Now usually I'll consume those at work, not always. I try to keep a little extra in the bag just to get me over an evening. It won't be fun, I'll be hungry, I might be thirsty, but I will get through the evening or into the next day. Around here, civilization is not that far away. Now, if I was out west, in the middle of the desert, the Great Plains, where you can go for 100 miles and not find anyone, that's a different story. I also mentioned to change your clothes. Depending on where I'm going, I'll top some of those in my bag or a separate bag. It's okay to have multiple bags to stick in your car. If I'm going out and it's the winter, I usually have my heavy jacket or my winter work suit. I was doing that quite a lot last year. I've got a one-piece, I think it's a Dickies, winter work suit. It is probably the warmest thing I own. And I can go to work dressed in my full bartender getup, black slacks, black button-up shirt, throw the suit on, warm as can be. I've done -20 in that suit with pretty much nothing else underneath it other than standard work clothes, and it's fine. Dressing correctly for the weather is a big help. Not everyone does, and not everyone can. If you're going somewhere with people, make sure that they at least have winter boots and a winter jacket. Hats and gloves are preferred too. That way, if you get stuck and you need to walk somewhere, everyone can walk somewhere. Even if the people who don't have snow pants or heavy winter pants are at the back of the line, following in the footsteps of the people that have winter attire, that's a good thing. That'll work. That'll keep everyone safe, get people where they need to go, minimize the chance of exposure. It's useful. The other thing is, with winter, you want to try not to run down to a quarter tank of fuel or less. I try to at least keep a half a tank of fuel in the vehicle at all times. In the winter, I don't always succeed. You also need to make sure that your fluids are where they're supposed to be and you keep up on your oil changes. Proper maintenance solves a lot of problems. And one final thing, and we'll do a video when I put them on, but if you're in heavy snow conditions, and it's not so much for the snow, but it's for the ice, you need winter tires, definitely for the ice, and you need studded snow tires for the ice. Things to keep in mind. If you got questions, drop them down below or jump over on the Discord. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Sharps out.
Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It really helps me out, and it lets you know when I put something new up. New videos will be going up on Tuesdays or Thursdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. And if I do decide to do live streams, I will try to give 24 hours notice. So hit the subscribe button on the channel, and you'll be notified when I post that stuff too. Hope to see you next time. Sharps out.